contributing. Little kisses. Welcome to Live with Gotham Quilts. It is Tuesday at 6:30, so it's time for us to be back online. I'm back in front of the camera today, and we're missing Jen. Jen has another
engagement.
A lecture she's doing or a class?
Yeah, I think she's giving a lecture, but I don't know where.
I think it's on Zoom.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know she was like a keynote speaker at a guild show over the weekend.
Yes, in Warwick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if you're local to the New York City area, although Warwick is not that close to New York City, but yeah, so there was a quilt show this weekend that Jen was like super important at.
Yeah.
But for this week, you have me, I'm Yvette, and this is Andrea, and we're telling you, showing you that there are 21 new colors of Art Gallery Pure Solids that just came out. I think there were around 200 colors in this group. It would be nice if it actually said how many there are, right?
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I want to say there's like 203.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
And it doesn't say on the card here anywhere how many there are, but it's in that range now, I think. Yeah.
And then they added the Susie Quilts colors.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And now they've added these 21 new colors. Oh, yeah, we're going to count on the actual color card.
24, 32, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 30, 40, 50, 16 times 9.
16 times 9.
So that's 144 plus, what did I just say? 32 plus, so that's plus 52.
We should have done this before we went live.
By my calculations, it's 196, but I have a feeling it's actually more than that. I think it's 200 something.
I think it's 200.
I don't trust my quick calculations, to be honest.
So these new colors, Art Gallery has described them as new modern colors. So not that the rest of Art Gallery's group is so traditional anyway, but these they have been promoting as colors for modern quilters, like QuiltCon type colors. And they are all really beautiful, clear, usable colors. We're pretty excited about having these extra. Was it the turquoise ones in particular that we were talking about?
Blues and purples.
Yeah.
They had an obvious hole in their palette for blues and purples. And so as you can see, a lot of the new colors are blues and purples. Which I love. I have to tell you, some of these like purples with a lot of gray in them.
Oh yeah, those are really pretty.
I mean, this one doesn't have that much gray, but they're so gorgeous.
I
just love them.
How does that strong purple compare to the purple in the quilt behind you in the quota?
Oh, the purple wine. It is a little bit grayer, actually. Okay. Or less saturated, I guess you could say.
And that one in the quilt.
Yeah, it's like a slightly darker, slightly duller version of the purple wine that we've used in countless projects.
And purple wine is a pure solid, or it's a...
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So for those of you who haven't been shopping all of our solids all along, we actually carry 3 different collections of solids. We carry Free Spirit solids, but only the ones that are Tula pink colors. So there's about 45 of those. And then we carry the entire range of pure solids, which just got increased by 21 new colors. And also the entire range of Riley Blake confetti cottons. And why are you making
they're in the like 280 color range, I think, at this point.
Yeah, I didn't remember how many they had.
I don't either. I should know this stuff.
Yeah, you should know it off the top of your head.
I know the names of most of these colors,
which I definitely.
But I don't know how many there are.
So when Andrea was picking which collections we were going to carry, how she ended up picking confetti cottons plus pure solids, which aren't necessarily the biggest names in solids, is that they complement each other so well. In the Riley Blake group, there are these primary clear sort of like crayon kind of colors. The pure solids range, there are all these sort of fashiony like off colors Like
Yeah.
either they have a lot
More
of gray in them.
sophisticated.
Yeah. So one group had a lot of really good colors of one kind, and another group had another really good section of a different style of color. But when you put them together, you have every color you could possibly want.
Yeah. And these really do help round out both palettes, honestly.
Yeah.
And we've already been using some of these. So we've had these for a little while now, and some of our new solid quilt kits, the Currents quilt kit that we've sent emails.
Yeah.
If you're on our email list, you've definitely seen it. The most popular colorway of that quilt that we've been selling is using the new Dusk as like the background color, kind
And
of.
that's sort of like a lavender. It's
It
still hard
is.
to
It's a
tell what color
purpley
it is.
gray.
Okay.
It's like it's very grayed out, but it is purple. But I love these gray purples. I love them so much, and you guys obviously like it too because
Oh,
of the 3 different colors we are selling in the Currents kit. This is the best seller.
you know why I'm cracking up? Because I just asked you what color that actually is. I'm holding a color card.
It's called Dusk.
Okay,
It's
let me
called
look at
Dusk,
it.
and
Yeah.
then there's another lighter that is not
Oh.
as purple. It is called Overcast.
Sometimes it's easier to tell what color something is when you have like a lot of colors together.
Because you can compare, like, oh, it's not that blue, or whatever.
So this is Dusk, the one she was just holding up.
Yeah, it is sort of a bluish purple, but very gray.
Yeah, very gray. Depending on what light you look at this in, it would look just gray and not purple at all.
It's possible, yeah, and depending on what you put it with. If I were going to put it, with this really bright red purple, well, actually on the screen it still does look purple, but
yeah,
but in real life it does look kind of gray when
and
I
what's
put it
the
on
name
top
for
of
that
this.
bright purple?
I believe that's elderberry.
Oh,
okay. And it's gorgeous. And then
it's
Stargazer.
Less blue in real life than it looks on the camera. On the camera, it looks very blue.
Really? Oh, because it's a very red. It's a red purple. This one is Stargazer, which is also similar. This really pretty mauve kind of pinky purple, and Foxglove, which is a nice light purple. They had light blue purples, but they didn't really have a light warm purple. And then these other 2, let's see, I showed you Overcast, and then Reverie, I think is this one, which is like, I would call it a neutral, but it has a pinky purple cast, which is kind of cool.
What was that?
And then these Reverie, I believe.
Oh yeah, that one's almost so washed out. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's going to be super usable as an off-white that has a little life to it.
So as we're talking about which color is which, and I'm holding this thing up, you might be wondering whether we sell these. And the answer is yes, we sell these because of exactly this reason. When you're looking on a website, whether it's our website or on the art gallery website itself, first of all, every screen is slightly different. And then depending on whether you have your screen up into like really bright or dark, or you're looking at it on your phone or whatever, like it's so hard to know what color a color actually is. So if you order one of these babies, which we have in stock and ready to ship, then you know exactly what color you're ordering on the internet.
Right. So if you have, if you're trying to match to a print or something like that, you can actually hold it up to the actual real color and know that you're going to get what you think you're going to get.
Yeah. So I'm going to put the QR code up now. This is a bundle we've put together that has the 21 new colors in it. It's kind of a random selection of colors that
they go together like way better than I anticipated them going together, to be honest.
But when you get like 21 colors, it's not that hard to make 21 colors still look good in a range, right? Because that's enough colors where it ends up still making sense. But at the same time, it's not like a group of reds or a group of fall colors or whatever it is, right? So this bundle we put together for those of you who have tons of pure solids and you want to get all the new colors, because we know we have some customers who want everything, right? You want to have them all. And when you scan this QR code as part of this product listing on our website, and Andrea's going to keep Vanna Whiting behind
Yeah,
me.
I'm gonna try. It's getting harder to hold them.
The color card. This is the new version of this color card. So unfortunately, if you ordered one of these color cards last year, because we've had them now for about a year, it doesn't have the new colors because the new colors just came out. So we do have an updated version of the color card, and if you scan this QR code, it's listed as one of the add-on items on this product. So you can either, get the bundle and get the color card, so you could just click to get the color card. Maybe you don't need a little bit of each fabric or whatever. We have the old color cards still on. We marked them down.
No.
Now we're out. Okay.
Yeah, they're
So,
gone.
no confusion about which one you order now. We only have the new one.
And the new color card includes the Susie Quilt signature solids as well,
That
which
used
the
to be a
color
separate.
card did not. It was a separate color card by itself.
Yep.
We do still have two of the Susie Quilts ones. So if you have an old color card without that, you could get that. We have it on sale. So we do have a couple of those.
Yeah.
But this one includes all the colors.
Yeah, that looks like this.
Correct. Yeah. So that's just the 20 Susie Quilts colors, which are beautiful
really
together.
It
also has an excellent range of colors.
This really is such a good color range. Although I don't know why she picked to have these two, which look almost identical, but whatever,
whatever.
It's hard not to second guess other people's choices when you look at them all together,
She probably had a reason.
Yes. But
there's another color that I want to show you guys, and I think it'll show up. This, it's practically glowing on screen. So this one is Electric Lime.
Okay.
And it is electric. It's bright, like highlighter. I'm not sure if I would call it yellow or green, to be honest. It's kind of in the middle, but it is bright.
I don't find it on the color card.
Oh, I'm sure it's there. Just the brightest green.
Oh, you know why? Because on the screen it looks so yellow, but it's not. It's actually kind of green.
Well, it's kind of between green and yellow.
Yeah.
But it's very bright. So if you're looking for like a bright highlighter kind of color, this would be great. And then we've got some nice new yellows, a really buttermilk, which is more like butter than buttermilk. This is just a nice yellow, like not too warm, not too cool. It's solar. It is also pretty bright, but it's a nice pure.
The kind of color on the Riley Blake side, where it's like a true yellow, not a nuanced kind of a yellow. So that's nice as an addition.
And then we've got some new greens. They've always had a pretty good selection of greens, but they've got a couple more here. Rainforest, which has a slight hint of blue, and then Clover, which I would call like a true Kelly green.
So Tuki is our customer whose name is not in my head right now, but I can picture her face. And she's referring to when we did for Stitch Lab, which is our monthly club where we challenge each other to come up with new things to work on and learn new techniques. We did a month where the challenge was the color chartreuse. Because if you say to someone what color is chartreuse, people will pick very different colors. And I don't actually think this one counts as chartreuse, but I bet you some people think this color is chartreuse.
I think you could call it that. I can see that.
I think chartreuse is more like, let's see. Well, this is not what we're supposed to be talking about, but
arguing about colors is exactly what we're supposed to be talking about.
Yeah, and so we argue about colors, but we really are actually having a ton of fun, and I hope you are having fun watching us bicker about colors.
And then here's some of the new blues.
That's what we really needed, was like true blues, right?
For sure. And none of these are true blues. I wouldn't. Well, maybe
closer.
Yes. And I have to say, so this darkest one is called Lakefront, and it's tealy. It's kind of like the mineral color.
I was about to say, can you go find some mineral to compare?
Yep, that no one else had a color like that. Even Kona doesn't have a color like that. And this is it. So this has also been used in one of the Currents kits.
That's basically Andrea's favorite color ever.
Yes.
For
yes,
everyone
yes.
else's concern, just so you
Yes.
know.
So yeah, so a couple of you already have some of these new colors that ordered some of the currents kits. And yeah, it was really nice to be able to pick from these as well. It really helped round
Yeah.
those out.
Yeah, it's amazing how no matter how many solids we have, we can always use more.
I know you hear 300 and whatever, and you're like, oh, that must be all the colors. It's not. Like there's
Right.
always something
So if
that
you
you
think about
find.
across the 3 lines, we have
Yes.
575 different colors. And
Mhm.
yet somehow you add 20 more, we're like, yes, we really needed
Yeah,
that one.
there was a collection that came in recently. I can't remember which one it was, a print collection that I was trying to find solids to match. And most of the colors did not have matching solids. I was like, how is this possible?
How is that? What brand was it from? Or
I
what
can't remember
manufacturer?
now.
Okay.
I'm drawing a blank of which one it was. Yeah, I don't remember. But I was like, what?
Yeah, that's surprising because we have so many different ones now.
Yeah, it is. Usually that's not an issue because we do have such a wide range, but for some reason, whatever this was just like, I can't match this. I mean, I still managed to find a few, but
Yeah.
like it was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
I wonder, it could have been that teddy bear one, the Teddy and the Bears group. Because sometimes
No.
the Ruby Star people use some odd color.
Yeah, I have a feeling it might have been Ruby Star, but I don't know what. I don't know.
Whatever. We also, since we're talking about solids today, we wanted to show you. Well, Andrew, did you want to talk about how you cut up your color card?
Oh, sure.
Or,
So I have to use these, do color work and try to put colors together. Like for the currents kits would be one example. And using the color card is great if you're trying to match a color. But if you're actually trying to put some of these colors together, it's a little bit tricky. You want to kind of move them and not see them with all of the other reds around it or whatever. So I cut up my color card into
okay, that's adorable.
200 and some little swatches. Just grab a couple here so you can see. So this way I can spread them all out on the table, move them around, put the ones I want to put together. I can also do that with the bolts since I have them all here, but it's so hard to, move bolts around and it takes up so much space. And this I could just leave spread out and keep working on it. The trick is because on this color card, so the name that lines up with the color is actually not where the fabric is attached.
Oh.
So this fabric is attached where that color name is, but that's the name for this fabric. So I literally peeled all of the fabrics off, moved them up one, and then cut them out so that I could get the right name with the right color. So I have all these little swatches.
For everyone who's watching at home who already owned the old color card and is about to buy the new color card, you could cut up the old one and use, because that has most of the colors in it. It's only missing the 20.
Well, plus the Susie, so 41.
The 20 Susies and the 20 of these new ones. So that's like, I don't know, 80% of them were on the old card.
Right.
And that way you're not wasting a card because it's kind of annoying to have 2 copies of something. So one to use in one way and one to use in another way.
And they just happen to fit in this cute little tin that we sold a million years ago. And I had one laying around that I think we used to be in our classroom. But yeah, so they just happen to fit in here perfectly. And I can keep them all, kind of organized. And it's my little...
And those are just the art gallery ones, right? Because you also cut up the...
I haven't done the Riley Blake
okay.
or the Free Spirit. I'm trying to think what I've done. I haven't been doing as much color work with the Riley Blake lately. I guess I've just been using bolts.
I mean, you do have the luxury of having lots of bolts around.
Exactly. So that is nice. I literally have every color here on a bolt. So in theory, I could also just cut little swatches off of each bolt, but having the name
Yeah.
next to it is really helpful when you're designing something, because then what I usually do is I pull out, the swatches I want based on the real life color, and then I plug those into, I have all the colors in the computer as well, and so then I just plug in, porcelain or heart of the ocean into whatever design I'm working on, and then it gives me an approximate idea.
Okay.
But the colors are never perfectly accurate.
On a computer, no.
They just can't be.
They
So I always like to make sure that the colors work in real life in addition to in the entire design.
Have you done anything to the cards to try to keep track of whether you're missing one? Because that's what I
No.
always think when I cut them up. I know I'm going to lose some.
No, I
No?
haven't. It didn't even occur to me until you just said it.
Well, you're not nearly as messy as I am, so
Yeah, I
hopefully you
think
wouldn't
I
lose
can.
things.
There's also, honestly, I remember a lot of these. So if I was working with them and I was like, where I need that gray purple. Where's that gray purple? And if I don't see it, I will, go through everything and make sure I have it or not.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I was thinking I could put a little hole, punch a hole in them and put them on a chain or something. But I found this tin. I was like, that's good enough. I'm just gonna put them in the tin.
Yeah. So when we had a physical store still and we were always together, the amount of times I would go like in the basement looking for something, and I'd be down there for like 15, 20 minutes looking, and I'd come back upstairs and be like, it is not down there. I swear. And she'd come back downstairs and be like, there it is. Like in 30 seconds, she could find the thing, right? And I was like,
Yeah.
like I'm the husband, I guess, in this way, right? Like you open the fridge, there's nothing to eat. There's plenty to eat, right?
I'm the mom. I know where everything is.
Yeah, maybe that. Wait, did you have that skill before?
Oh yeah, I had it before. Yeah.
Hazel, or did it only happen after you had Hazel?
No, I had it before.
Okay.
Did I ever tell you about that time I was at the emergency room with my mom?
No.
So she had been in a car accident. This was almost 20 years ago, probably. And I was home. It was right before Thanksgiving. I was home for Thanksgiving. The laceration on her arm was starting to get infected. So we went back. I took her back to the emergency room, and it was the day after Thanksgiving. So we were there literally all day.
Yeah.
And I had nothing to do. And I'm just sitting, wandering around, and they kept making announcements about if such and such knows.
Now
where
I
this
remember you
book
did tell me,
is.
but keep going.
And I'm like, this book? And I'd find the nurse or whoever and be like, is this what you're looking for? Yes. And then they lost a patient's belongings. And I'm like, they're right over there. And just like kept pointing out all the things that people couldn't find. I'm like, I'm just here for the day.
And I have that like thing where like it all glazes over and it all looks the same, right? Like I look at a desk surface and I cannot find anything because there's 80 things on the desk and they're all
I think my husband is like that too.
Oh,
yeah,
for sure. Kathy's saying that she ordered the new card so she can cut out the old one. So
perfect.
Yay, good idea.
Yep.
So this QR code that's up right now is for the bundle with all the 21 new colors, but I'm also going to put up a QR code to go straight to the Pure Solids category on the website. So that has all the colors, new, old, Susie, blah, blah, blah. It also has the color card on it. So if you want the color card, it also has bundles. So we have.
And there's more bundles than just these too.
Yeah, I think we have about 11 different bundles of colors that go together. And some of them are really pretty. Like I know I have some. Yeah, I have some.
Yeah, because you took one of each, so you should have all of them.
Excuse me, Bella. I'm sorry. The dog wanted lap, but is being.
How dare you move? I was cozy.
So like, here's one of them, which I.
So there you can see what the purples they had, purples and blues, really.
Look at this pretty one.
They always had a good green.
And like, this is the kind of thing that those of us who are huge nerds, I just buy this because I want to see it.
I know.
Like I want it on my lap, on my lap,
yeah, on your shelf. Yeah.
So you can't see it up there, but there's like a stack of them up there.
Yeah,
like,
she got all of the bundles, so she has all of the
This is a bundle of Tula pink fabric from like 4 years ago, but I just
But
think it's so
homemade.
pretty that I just have it, so I can look at it all the time.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, because I
I
don't
don't have a place to
really sew
display
anymore.
things.
I really just collect fabric now. Okay, so that's the QR code is up there for all of Pure Solids. And then the last thing we wanted to talk about today is quilts that are made in all solids. You can see one of the most recent designs that Andrea did behind her. Those are two different colorways of the Quota quilt, which is all solids, of course. But we've done a couple of all solids quilts over the years. Oh, look, now you can kind of see more of that stash up there. And I ended up going into the website and making a category for quilts kits that are made with solids. So that's this QR code that I just put up. Solid quilts are so soothing, right? There's like a lot less busyness to them. So the design and the color is really all doing all the work. So I think it's a pleasure to work on them.
And the art gallery, all of their fabrics are so soft. They have that brushed hand, and they just feel so nice.
Poplin, right? That's what they told us.
Yes, I believe that's true. Yeah.
It's like a different way to weave. And those of you who are watching probably might know this, but it's about to be Quilt Market in Houston. So it's like the big party for the industry is about to happen this coming weekend. So like right now the vendors are setting up and everything. So if you're on social media, you'll probably see a lot less posting because people are en route to Houston to go to that show.
And then
we're not going
Friday.
So we will be posting everything we see, like every cool new thing. Like Tula's releasing her 50th collection ever is launching at Market. We've already seen some sneak peeks of some stuff that's coming out, and like it's going to be a good. Who knows? We're gonna.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll.
That'll be good. There's always good stuff coming out.
I'm sure we will find something we can't live without that we have to get. What are people saying in the chat? Oh, buttery. That's a good description. So Kathy's saying that
that is a good description.
Art gallery's base cloth is buttery.
That is a good description.
Yeah.
And one of the current quilt is the one pictured there, and that is from Eudaimonia Studios.
Hey, I think you said it right.
I hope so. And we have two other patterns from her as well, where you can buy a PDF download of the pattern, and then we also have kits, 2 or 3 different colorway kits for each one.
Yeah.
And if you go to the solid quilt kits there, where the QR code is, you'll see all of those. And then there's a designer who's relatively newish, Toad and Sew, and I've made kits.
Here, let me make you bigger.
For a couple of hers. So we have 2 colors of the Sky Cabin available.
That didn't work. Hold on.
And then we have
I'm like not finding the right combination. Okay, maybe that's better.
And then we have this Cascade Bloom, which is pretty new. I love this quilt. I totally want to make this.
Partly it's because the color is on that cover.
Probably, yeah. But I still love it. So there's a kit in this colorway, the same as shown here. For the Sky Cabin, I came up with 2 original colorways, but both use exclusively the art gallery solids, as do all of the Eudaimonia Studios quilts as well.
Cool.
And then a lot of the other ones are a mix. So the Quota that are behind me, those are a mix of all of the confetti cottons, art gallery pure solids, and some of the Free Spirit designer solids. These were really just about getting the right color.
And that actually brings up a good point, because some people will ask us, is it okay to mix?
Absolutely.
Right? We care much more about the color than we do the manufacturer in general when we're working on something.
In my opinion, it's all about the color. If you don't have the color I need, I'm going to go find it somewhere else.
Yeah. And of course, all of these are, equally good quality.
Yes.
So you can wash them without them worrying about.
Right. I have not heard about any
bleeding or
Right.
Yeah. I'm excited to have some new solids to play with.
I know, and they're really good. They're really good. They really, as by themselves, they're nice together, but then also, adding them to the palette, it really helps.
I
And yeah,
wonder
so much that I've already been using them in kits.
I wonder if you could color another pattern just with the new ones, like with just
Oh,
that palette.
I bet I could. I didn't
As
think
a
about
challenge.
I didn't think about doing that, but yeah, I bet I could.
Uh, Andrea enjoys being given parameters to work within. So it's like, let's see, design a quilt, or not design a quilt, but like color a quilt
Color, yeah,
only
color.
with these 21 colors.
I
You don't
think
have
I
to use
could.
all of them, but only from this group.
I think I could.
I bet
Yeah.
something good would come out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're
Um,
nice.
yeah, I'm excited to have more colors. Like we've said before,
You
cannot
can never have too many.
balance. Yeah. And Art Gallery also has the other really nice thing that they print the color name on the selvage.
Yes.
They're the only solid manufacturer that does this. And to be fair, if you buy a fat quarter bundle, it only half of them will have it because they only print
They
it
only
on
do it
one
on
side,
one.
not on both
And
sides.
it is possible in a fat quarter where it doesn't have the name on it.
Right.
So
So
this particular one doesn't say. So it
like
just happened to
Asterisk,
fall between the names.
if you get a half yard bundle, you probably will have it. But if
But
you
yeah.
get a fat quarter bundle, you probably won't have it. But it is pretty useful to have it written right on there.
Yes, it very much is. And yeah, at first I was like, why is that a value add having the selvage printed? And then I realized that they printed the name on the selvage, and I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely a value add.
Yeah, and like for probably some people, they're like, well, but I want to be able to use that last little half inch. So like depending on what you
I
prefer.
think you could. Like, I think it's kind of nice.
Oh,
This
you mean
little,
with the print on top? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
true.
a little blanket
Ooh,
stitch.
you could do like a selvage project, but with solids. Huh.
Totally, yeah.
I hadn't thought about that.
It's a nice little selvage, like a little blanket stitch.
Yeah.
And it's got little butterflies on it.
I'm looking at my
Little
stash.
butterflies.
I mostly have
clear
fat quarters,
solids.
so probably don't have that many good salvages on there, but
Usually when I'm doing fat quarter bundles, I try to alternate.
I
So
used
that
to do the same thing when I was
not
making
all-
them. Yeah.
So the person doesn't get all of the salvages or none of the salvages. I
Yeah.
try to switch it up.
I wonder how many like quilt shop ladies have that same compulsion. Because so for everyone who's watching who's never made a fat quarter bundle before, we cut a half yard cut and then we subcut it across. So like where the
On the
fold
fold.
is, we cut across that. So then you have two loose fat quarters. One goes into one bundle, one goes in the other bundle. In general, no one cuts one print at a time in a quilt shop. We stack a bunch of them and then we use a rotary cutter and we cut as many as we can cut because we're trying to save time. We're trying to save our wrists, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you pile them up and then you take the top fat quarter and the bottom fat quarter and you always do top, bottom, this pile will have most of the salvages and this pile will have no salvages, right? Depending on how they line up. So what Andrea is saying is that when she was folding them, she was putting them in the pile and trying to do like eeny meeny, right? Like one here,
exactly.
one here, one.
Yeah.
And I was doing the same thing, but like, have we ever actually had this conversation?
No, we never talked about that.
No. And I have a feeling like Raina, who was our old employee, who was
I bet she did.
particular about things. I bet you she did it too without ever saying anything to anyone, right?
I would bet money that she did it too. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I want to ask Nancy. I bet you Nancy didn't do it.
That's questionable. I'm not as sure about her.
I think Nancy's more chill about stuff.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm gonna text her and be like, "Hey Nancy, did you used to do this when you made fat quarter bundles?" Yeah. Now Andrea makes all the fat quarter bundles, so she gets to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like maybe we could put that in the description. Like, half of your fat quarters will have salvages, ish.
Yeah, and then it'll, I'll have someone helping me randomly one day, and they don't do it. So.
Yes. And that's the only person who noticed that line in the description. Yes.
Right, exactly. I wanted salvages.
Yeah. I used to collect salvages when I first started sewing. Well, when I first started quilting, I had like, you saw it. I brought it into the store at one point. It was like a bag this big of salvages. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, not what we're supposed to be talking about. I hope you all enjoyed seeing these 21 new colors, and we can't wait to see what you all make with them. I don't think, oh, we did have a couple of housekeeping things. We were going to say that String Fling people, your shipment notification will come probably tomorrow for the October shipment. And we did close signups for the retreat. So sorry if you missed out. We did send a lot of emails. So hopefully no one didn't get in that wanted to get in. So the goodies that go in your packages are on their way to us. And then you'll get a shipment notification probably in early next week when those go out. And we are busy recording the videos for the retreat. So we will be all set when
in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's almost November. I can't process the idea that it's almost November.
Yeah, I gotta get through Halloween first. That's the big one coming up for us.
Yeah, tell us about Hazel's costume.
Oh, she wants to be a devil cat, and I'm not sure where that idea came from, but okay. So
that's just a mix of a devil and a cat.
Yes.
Okay.
And I made her draw it because she kept like saying things like, have you started my costume? Have you started my costume? I was like, I need a plan. Like, can you draw this for me? So she drew it out and like, I want this to be red and this to be black and this to be purple and blah, blah, blah. And I want this to light up.
Something lights up?
Yeah. Yes. So I found cat sunglasses at Target that have like a nose and ears and they light up.
Like a cat face.
Yes, exactly. So a little cat face and it lights up. And then the regular devil horns, just a headband, red wings, black shirt and pants, red tail.
You should make her a jumpsuit.
No, not doing that.
She hates jumpsuits.
Well, I'm not going to sew. She grows so fast. I'm not sewing anything. Yeah, so the tail, and then I made her little like mittens that are furry and have little foam claws sticking out. And then Justin has been making her trident. Which is off the hook. She wanted that to light up too, of course, and look like flames. And his theater brain started working. So he carved a shape out of foam and inlaid LED lights, and it lights up. It looks like fire. It's pretty amazing. But he still has to work like the battery and the wires and all of that stuff has to be figured out.
All right, here's a question. Did Hazel do any of this?
No.
Wow. When is she going to be old enough to have to contribute to her costumes?
That's a good question. She has been asking to sew a lot more lately. So maybe next year. Yeah. I mean, she helped like pick stuff out and say like, I want this or that. And she drew the shape of the trident that she wanted. So
by the way, when you said trident to me before, I was like, what are you talking about? That's gum. And then I realized what you were actually talking about.
Yeah. Or pitchfork. Normally, I think it's more a pitchfork. Like a trident is like the, the sea, the Neptune or like the god of the sea.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Poseidon, yeah. But whatever. Yeah. This is a trident.
Trident is a gum. That's my primary association.
It is also that, yes.
Yeah, I feel like 7 is old enough. She should be contributing to her costume.
Yeah, probably. Were the parents
of the Sandra.
It's possible. We'll see.
Yeah. So you didn't just buy a costume at Target, is what she's saying.
I can't do it.
Well, part of it is because you have all those memories of your mom making all those costumes for you, right? Like that's
I never had a store-bought costume. Yeah. And I mean, I see all the other kids wear store-bought costumes, and they're just not as cool. Like, I don't know. Plus, I don't know. We have fun.
Like you can't do Disney suit. As officially, right?
But but we have fun doing it too. So
yeah, or drive yourself crazy, one or the other,
or a little bit of both,
or both. Okay. Is there anything else we were not supposed to go on that?
Yeah, I don't think there's. I think that pretty much covers it.
So I guess thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening to us ramble about Hazel's Halloween costume. We will share a photo for sure on social media when she's actually out trick-or-treating. What day does Halloween fall on this year?
Thursday, next Thursday.
Oh, so then do you actually go out on Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
I do not have children, clearly.
There'll be
I
a
don't know how
parade
this works.
at school and
Okay.
then trick-or-treating after.
Okay. Well, glad it's you and not me.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of work. Thank you for joining, everybody. If you ever need anything from us, you can always send us an email. We're info@gothamcults.com. And of course, we'll be back next week at the same time, same place, 6:30 p.m. on Tuesdays. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, whichever one, please remember to click like and click subscribe. It really helps us get the word out so that everyone can know that we have 21 new solids in stock or whatever what we're talking about. Next week, we will be back maybe with a sewing tutorial. We were talking about doing, the one with the, what was that thing called?
I remember, yeah.
What is it called, though?
The hopper.
Hopper?
That was one of the names for it.
So the thing we're talking about is some sewing machines, when you buy them, they come with a little gizmo.
Yeah, what is it? Yeah.
To let you sew a very thick
seam, like a hump.
Yeah.
Hump jumper or something.
Yeah.
Something
and
like
I
that.
think I just put mine away, actually, because I was just playing with mine.
Well, don't give them too much information. Save some for next week.
Yeah, I hear it is. This is it. This is the Bernina version of it. It looks like this. And these are different thicknesses, and you put it underneath your presser foot so that the thing you're sewing is over here, and then the presser foot is
level, so that it keeps your presser foot level.
Right. And all the feed dogs have something to grip. And this is what we were going to do 2 weeks ago, and then something happened and we couldn't do it. So we might do it next week. Or we might do something else, because something else might show up that is more exciting than
That's true. You never know.
Whatever this thing is called, which I don't remember its name of.
Height compensation tool.
Yes. So Bernina always
called
names things, these like really serious corporate names.
Well, they're Swiss. They're very serious.
Well, it's also because I think it's being translated from.
Yeah, right? That's probably true too. Yeah.
So like, oh, Heidi's saying she'd like to see that tutorial. Look. Hey.
Yeah, that's one you don't see very often.
Well,
none of us knew. I mean, I knew what it was for, but I've never used it.
Right. And that's why we thought we would do that tutorial. Plus, it's relevant for the retreat that's coming up, because we're going to be sewing these three-dimensional things, right? But then something else came up, and whatever. We're going to try to do a tutorial on how you use this little doodad. Whether it's going to be next week or not, I don't yet know. But you will find out tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, next week on Tuesday.
All right. I think it's time to end this.
Okay. Thanks for coming, everybody. Have a great night, and we will see you next week on Tuesday.
Thanks.
With something. Good night.
Good night.